It's the Seth Williams Show with Mike CHESELKA. And here's your host, Seth Williams and Mike CHESELKA.
All right, man. Well, let's transition a little bit here. Let's get to something serious here. Unless you didn't have your television on over the weekend, you're very well aware that sports betting is live in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I did not necessarily agree with everything that you were saying with you and Seth about the sports betting in Ohio. That being said, I wanted to straight up murder anybody that works at the MGM or DraftKings or FanDuel this weekend.
Yeah.
Every commercial of every football game all day long yesterday was we're live in Ohio. Here's 25 will get you 1,000. You know, every commercial. It was sickening. Because I hate to say it, I'm going to go back on what I said last week, but I'm going to agree with you in a place that I actually threw a comment in disagreeing. These filthy bastards that run these places realize that they got to get the people with the sickness now. And they went for it with everything they had yesterday, and it was disturbing.
Two things. I agree with you, and that's what I was afraid of, was the oversaturation and even the subtleties of those commercials and the nerves and buttons that they push, like Jamie Foxx when he's doing his MGM commercial.
Yeah.
And he goes, now your hunch has something behind it. Well, it was just a hunch. But never mind, forget that. The other thing that nobody may have paid attention to, but the stand-up comic in me just screams it, they made a big deal out of the fact that the first person to cast a legal bet in Ohio was Pete Rose. They would have said something if he had won.
Yeah, well, he did. I wish he would have put a real bet down.
Yeah,
I wish he wouldn't have gone with the goof bet of betting on the Reds, and I get it. That's we get it. That's why you're still not in the Hall of Fame. You know, it's definitely the big FU to the
to MLB, but it is what it is.
MLB, and I appreciate the funny part of that. But if he would have bet, if he would have bet 2-1 on the Steelers to beat the Ravens yesterday, oh my God, you would think of the number of people that would be opening FanDuel accounts today.
Yeah,
if Pete Rose would have bet on something for real.
Yeah,
it just. I don't know, man. I'm hopeful. Again, we're trying to keep it hopeful here. I'm hopeful that this is going to just be this month while it's new.
Yeah, kind of like New Year's resolutions, like the gyms are all full this month.
Exactly. But by next month, you'll be able to get on any bike you want to in the gym after 6.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping that.
I am.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very hopeful that that's what we're going to be looking at, is this month we're just going to get beaten down, probably through the Super Bowl. I'm thinking that they'll probably beat us up through the Super Bowl.
Well, and then if it doesn't, you're going to catch. It's just like when Tarzan went through the jungle, the vine went so far, and then magically there was another vine and he'd catch that one. Because after the Super Bowl, all you got to do is dick around a little bit and put up with spring training. And then boom, it's March Madness.
Yeah.
And that's
March Madness.
I wonder what's that's going to do to the office pools and all the traditional kind of betting that took place when it was for fun.
I don't think that those get affected too much. I think you're still going to have bars selling squares and the local, everybody in the office with their brackets and stuff. I think you're going to see that. I'm not as convinced as you are that the betting is going to be on the games themselves. I'm just not believing in 2022. And look, if anybody is a gambler out there, I'll put the link back up here if anybody wants to chime in. So anybody that gambles, give
us a call, message us.
Because I'm not.
How did you do with your first round of sports betting?
Yeah,
I want to hear from all the winners.
Well, what I want to hear is, what are they betting? because games are clearly rigged for the house. Maybe not rigged. Rigged is maybe the wrong word, but their intel is very good.
Yes.
To where when they say that it's 7-point spread, they know it's just not going to.
Right.
It almost always goes to the house if you bet against it. So, but I think that the FanDuel and the that audience has now had a few years of betting where they've gotten accustomed to, or DraftKings or whatever, not betting on the games, but betting on prop bets. I think prop bets have kind of taken over.
I would agree with that. And I don't want to make any more out of this than I can make out of it, but there is a subtle point here that needs to be thought about by everybody who overreacts to stuff that happens in the quote unquote culture wars or political world. And you talked about the total saturation of all the commercials yesterday, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It takes 5, 6, 10 months, a year, if not more, to plan a campaign, design a campaign, have the client sign off on the campaign, develop the campaign, produce the campaign, write the campaign, shoot the campaign, edit. So my point is this. Yesterday, it snowed those commercials.
Right.
That means a year ago, those people that wanted us to dance like we all danced yesterday were creating the soundtrack. So when things happen politically, you can't go, oh my God, look what just happened. Nothing that everybody gets all pissed off over that happens just happened politically, just happens. It takes years, which is why we can sit back and pick it apart at our leisure.
Yeah. And I'm curious on this. I would love to know, and they'll never reveal this information, but I would love to know it. I would love to know how much psychoanalysis was put into these commercials, like actual people that study the psychology of gamblers. I'm sure every single word was analyzed because they have the money to do it. The casinos and the betting books and stuff, they have the money to do it where they can optimize their dollars. And I honestly can't imagine that somebody said, it'd be fun if we just had Jamie Foxx and he did a thing with whoever the basketball player is that he did the one with where they blow the room up or whatever.
Right.
I forget who the basketball player is on that one. But it's I'm willing to bet you every single word of that has trigger points or leads to trigger points of
absolutely
animal gamblers that just can't stop themselves.
Well, here's the thing. The psychology of advertising is over a century old. So the fun books to read are the ones from back in the teens and 20s when it was a new field and the research that was done. Coca-Cola used to be advertised in this country as an afternoon pick-me-up for tired housewives.
Right.
And that's because one of the key ingredients was cocaine.
Right.
So they knew what they were doing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a great comment on the bottom. More betting commercials than pharmaceutical ones. Which ones are worse? We get both. We just get both.
Yeah.
When that commercial comes on that tells you to eat Spam, I laugh. That is such a relief. It's like, oh yeah, I can grill it. I can just Spam. Sell me some Spam.
Yeah. Look at this one here. They definitely played on people's mind and the FOMO, fear of missing out. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And they're playing, let's be honest on it here. They're playing on the fact, I was trying to explain this to my mom earlier today because she was like, how can they be offering, if you make one bet that you get $1,000 in your account or whatever? And I was like, well, it makes sense when you think about it, because if they bring in enough people, 99% of the people that are going to do that are going to spend money behind it anyway.
Right.
And they make deals with the governments to get less tax, to get tax breaks based on the tax revenue that they're going to bring into the state. Let's be honest. Ohio didn't bring in gambling because me and you want to be able to gamble on the football championship.
No.
They brought in gambling because the gambling houses guaranteed Ohio billions of dollars. They guaranteed them billions of dollars, and that's why gambling is here. And so they can, let's say, like, here's one right here. Look at this. Then on another side, I bet $200 free money for a trifecta on the NBA. He could win $1,092. Think about that just for a second to somebody that is and I know him. He's not a crazy gambler, I don't think. But think of somebody that is. Somebody that gambles and is compulsive and has been fighting to not gamble. Well, all of a sudden, I'm gambling with house money. I'm not gambling with my money.
Right.
And I could potentially win $1,100.
Did you see?
Hold on. I'll put my $200 of free money in there. Oh, damn it. I didn't win. Let me just put a little bit of my own. Yeah, I was so close. Let me put a little of my own in here. And got them. Hook in mouth. And they got them.
And did you see the disclaimer stuff that I talked about a couple weeks ago? That the free money, the 200 in your account, the 500, the free 1,000, you got to use it in a week.
Oh, yeah.
You got to use it when it's hanging over your head and it's burning a hole in your pocket. And you look at your bank account and go, oh, my God, there's $1,000 in there. They know what they're doing. They
definitely know what they're doing. And they're it's funny. Jeremy just put this comment in, and he's right. This is the same conversation I had with my mom. Not for me. I'm just using my free money.
Smart.
And that's fine. That's excellent. And there are a lot of people that will do that. But we're not talking about those are the exception, not the rule. And in the bigger picture, they're going to hook in more customers by giving away. Let's say they're going to give away $50 million in Ohio over the next 30 days, which is probably an accurate number. That $50 million is going to generate $500 million of revenue.
Right. Which is why
the first year.
Which is why I don't want to hear anybody in August talking about food prices or gas prices if they're doing this.
Well, but this is
disposable income.
Well, you know what the other thing is too. They're doing this at a time when people are a little bit tightening the belt. It's wait a minute, $200 free dollars. That's a grocery run. If I could just make one bet, but then the people don't make the one bet, they win. They'll win on the one bet. They'll bet 200. They'll make 220, and instead of just pulling it out and deleting the app off their phone, they'll pull out 150 and they'll keep betting 50. And then when they run out of the 50, then they'll put 50 back. Then they'll put 100 back. Then they'll put 300 back.
Right. Well, what's the follow-up question you always ask a friend of yours who's been to Vegas and said, "Oh, I won $800."
Mm-hmm.
The follow-up question is always, "How much did you leave with?"
Yeah, exactly. And the answer is usually nothing.
And if you go to Vegas and you walk up and down the streets of the Strip at night when all the lights are on and all the music's playing and on and on and on, you are going to hear a tourist from somewhere say out loud, "Oh my God, how do they build this place?" And the answer, plain and simple, is because everybody loses.
Yeah.
If everybody won, there'd be like 6 guys sitting behind pickup trucks at a Quonset hut going, "Here, take your money and go."
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's the same as it's ironic that people don't see the absolute parallels between gambling and politics. And look, I'll point to your favorite whipping boy, Donald Trump, as an exact example. Back in was it 16? In the 16 the run up to the election, when somebody asked him about the system, and he said the system's corrupt. And they were like, "Oh no!" It was 16 because it was the Obama and Hillary time,
right?
And Hillary was like, "It's not corrupt. It's not corrupt." And he's like, "I know it's corrupt. I use it."
Right.
And he said that in a debate. He said that I use it. There's no possible way you can't look at this gambling stuff, this sports betting, and say, "Yeah, it's corrupt." Go look at Las Vegas. Anybody that's ever traveled to Nevada. You're driving through Pahrump and you're in a you're in a ghost town. It's a ghost town, and then you get a little further to Vegas, and oh my God, it's the most updated,
it's the oasis in the desert. Yes, yes,
it's great. But then if you drive, it's like in the Casino, where they drive 10 miles out of town, and it's just holes and dirt.
Right.
but 10 miles back, it is the most updated city in the entire world.
Yeah, it's
and
amazing.
It's all because the system is geared to take you there.
Which is why it's not going to be that hard to just, all we're asking for is to carve a bigger piece of the pie for the 97% of us.
Yeah.
And it's no skin off the 3%'s back. So it should be doable.
Yeah.
It just should be doable.
It should. And I mean, dude, I'm already thinking ahead to what we're going to see in the fall. In the fall, we're going to see MGM and we're going to see the Jack. And what are they going to be saying? Don't bet online. Come on in. We'll give you a free lunch with your. You can bet at the same sports book, but you can get a free buffet.
Right.
And you know that the rubes that are spending their money and can't afford their groceries at that point are going to go in to get the buffet.
They're going to get the free buffet.
You know, it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen.
Well, that was Vegas in its heyday. You used to be able to get a steak dinner for 99 cents as long as you stayed there. The first time I played Vegas, it was in the contract that I got after the show. I got $500, but I had to gamble it.
Yeah.
Because they wanted people to walk out of the showroom and go, oh, it's him, and just hang out and gamble. So I didn't bring any of that money home. It all went in the machines and it didn't come out.
Yeah, because you're not going to win. And not for nothing, but I honestly still think that they have some kind of control over the machines. I know that
machines.
I mean, I know they say it's chance and luck and the odds and all that. But I've walked in. I'm not a big gamble guy. I used to be, and I used to lose like checks all the time. So now I don't do it at all. I'm like,
better.
I'm scared to death to do. I used to be, when I was in Korea, I used to bet my whole paycheck on the second day of the month and then just be like broke for 29 days.
29 days.
So I learned my lesson and I don't gamble. But every once in a while, I'll go to a lot of times I go to shows out at the MGM because it's 10 minutes from my house. And, we get there early and, if the bar's full, we'll go and hit like a couple of slot machines or whatever. And inevitably, me who is not in that place very often, I win. Every time I win early. Not a lot of money.
Right.
But I'll put in $1 and I'll win 50.
Yep.
Just enough to be like, all right, let me keep going. I am convinced that they have some kind of recognition or something that tells them this guy is not a regular. Let's try and hook him in. I'm convinced of it.
It was a rumor back in the day that when all the shows let out and people are walking out of the showrooms, that a certain amount of slot machines would hit so that people coming out would hear the noise all over.
Right. Sure.
And then stay and gamble. But here's the thing you got to know, folks. Before you ever walk into a casino, decide what you can comfortably afford to lose. And I don't care if it's $20 or $2,000.
Yeah.
Once you've lost that money, if you're going to lose that night, once you've lost that money, quit. Go home, leave. I don't care if you're there 20 minutes or 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
The first day that you dip into your pocket and you break the commitment you made to yourself to only lose $2,000. The first time you lose $2,000 and you say, well, I'll just go to the ATM and get another 500, win it back. That's when you should quit gambling forever.
Yes, I agree.
That's my advice. If you can have fun, but if you can only afford to lose $40 that week, don't bet any more than $40.
Yeah. I mean, as a rule, not that I go to casinos often, I don't. I'm just not a casino guy, but as a rule, the one thing that I do is take cash and leave my ATMs at home.
Bingo.
I don't take them because I'm not gonna, no matter what my urge is, I'm not gonna be convinced to blow my mortgage money or my electric bill or any of that stuff. I'm just not gonna do it.
No.
It's definitely a bad scene for. It can be. Now again, I know these commercials is week one. And obviously in week one, they're really trying to bang it home to make the hot, quick money while they can. So I understand that, but man, it really put a shiver down my spine.
Yeah,
seeing, I mean, no lie. I mean, I watched 3 games yesterday, and I'll bet you I saw 50 commercials for DraftKings or FanDuel.
You did.
It was an insane number of commercials.
And they popped up on your phone, and they were on the radio, and they were just everywhere. This is Scott's got it. Yeah, it's got hit the nail on the head. If you're not addicted to it, amen.
Yeah,
play with it. It's just an entertainment. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, if it's entertainment money, then fine. Like I dipped into crypto for a little bit, which is the same thing as gambling, really. Let's be honest.
Right.
Might as well have put it in a slot machine. But I did okay with it. I did really well. But the first thing I did the minute that I made back my money, because I didn't put in a ton, I put in $1,000. And the minute that my return that I could take out was $1,000, I took that $1,000 out.
Bingo.
Because I was like, I'm not going to, and now I'll let it go. I'll let it ride. And if crypto goes away or whatever, then I'm going to lose an alleged $20,000 or whatever that it's allegedly worth. But to me, it's a break even because I already broke even and I could pull more out, I guess. But now I'm okay to let it ride because it's fun money. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's monopoly money to me.
Right.
But I don't think most people are like that. I think there's a lot of people today in today's world that are, hand to mouth, and they're coming up on $200 short because they work as a DoorDash driver and there's not as many people DoorDashing or whatever. So they're, and they see this, well, I can get $200, for free if I just go and sign up for FanDuel and make a couple of bets. And they're getting sucked into it. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope Cleveland.
I hope everybody's smart enough to realize that life isn't that easy because it's just not that easy.
Yeah. I hate to be that guy that goes with, well, my mom once told me if it seems too good to be true,
right?
It usually is, and it really is. So, well, our advice to you, at least my advice to you, and I'm sure Mike echoes this: don't waste money on stuff that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah, have fun. I mean, I'm not going to deny anybody. Go see a show, sit at your favorite, slot machine, play poker, do all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, when enough's enough. You know what I mean? Just because.
Or use simple logic. If you have to make a decision between doing this or something that's real, like paying a bill or getting groceries or putting gas in your car for next week, choose the responsible thing. Don't go with I might win that plus 50. No, don't. You already have the 50 you need. Use it. Use it for the right thing, not for the gambling. Please. Yeah. Please don't let this town turn into.
It's like the first time I came out of a gentleman's club.
Right.
And the guy I went with the whole way, the walk to the car was like, oh my God, I think she really liked me. The whole time she was up there, she was looking at me right in the eye. And it's like, yeah, okay. Okay, dude, don't fall for that. She probably learned your name real quick, too, when she ordered the bottle of champagne. But anyway.
Nice. Oh man! All right, Mike. Well, why don't we do this? Let's take one last break here. Right. Get a couple of spots in, and then we will talk. We'll wrap the show up with how year one of Mayor Mike Bibb did. Is his name Mike? Is his name Mike? I don't even know his name. Mayor Bibb.
No, it's Justin Bibb.
Justin Bibb. I don't know his name.
That's my first leading comment. I'll talk about it on the other side.
All right, so let's take a quick break, and we will be right back. It is the Seth Williams Show with Mike CHESELKA.